Oh shit, hold on.
I'd like to be a Lock Brothers drunk off my
ass. Yes.
I hate fucking Kroger's at 5 o'clock.
Sorry. Oh, there's one person waiting already. Oh my god. Who is it? Who is it? Hello, Wilby. How are you, love? How is everything in your little neck of the world? I hope wonderful. Oh, there we go. Screen's going on and on. Oh, well, it's always a pleasure to see you as well. Gonna discuss this crazy ass show. Hey, Joyride. Hey, Conklin. I know, Joy. It is the finale. What will we do?
How long is this?
As long as it goes on. It's a wonderful for me. My dad, oh, turned 80 years old today, and I'm so blessed to have him. Happy birthday, Dad. Hey, Embry. 80 is a big one. Congratulations to him. My dear grandma is 97, and well, every year's going to be her last, but she ain't going nowhere. Hello, Smitten Kitten. I'm excited for tonight too. Sophia, Eva, hello.
I got steak.
There is going to be, yeah, and I think, Joy, I think it might be like, you know how they do, okay, they, for the 90-Day Fiance, they do 17 shows. Before the 90 Fiance, you know, 90 days out, 90-Day Fiance, and then after the 90 days. So I don't know which one's coming on. What are you doing? Today, my husband and I have been married 112 years. 117, actually. Hey, Clancy. 117 years today. So, shut up. Oh, another one?
Hi, Aunt
Well, when's this one? When's that? That little one like that? Hold on. Hectic. Hey, girl, I haven't seen you in a million years. You doing good? Hold on, let the water out. Oh my God. Gosh. I can't stay, but oh well, thank you, Smitten, for coming around. I hope you better girl. I can't wait for this finale. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, you got a burrito? Cool. You got sweet.
I don't know what it is, but
Baby 681's got a big burrito right here. It looks pretty good.
I don't know what it is, but
oh my God, excuse me. Wait a minute, don't, you're gonna stick that in water. Y'all might hear cussing here and there everywhere. So I might have to
really
where my girls are. Let me make sure I sent it. Knowing me, I didn't.
You know so well then.
Let me see. Girls. I did send it. Didn't I send it? I did. Okay. I'm waiting on my co-host there. I can tell you that I have seen the last Iridium. It's Friday. It's Love After Lockup Day. What are you talking about? Okay, hey, no name. Thank you, Hectic. You're so sweet.
Under the dot.
I sent you a link already. And don't tell me your husband's asleep. He got to wake his ass up. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I guess I didn't tell you and Sass that we were doing this, did we? That's probably a bad on my part. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I probably didn't. This week has been a little crazy. Excuse me, while my husband digs through our silverware drawer as loud as he can. It's been a very crazy week. Oh, you're still working? Oh no. Okay, well, we'll talk about something. I'm sure people are coming here expecting something else. I don't know what they're going to expect. I'm so sorry, Iridium. I'm so sorry. I feel like yeah, I
Yeah.
I thought y'all knew exactly what I was thinking. Why can't you read my mind? I know, well, I know. They were maybe they're adding it to I don't know, the next one or something. Oh, thank you. I don't know. I'm tired though. I'm gonna tell you this. All day long they've had a marathon going on a week of the season, right? And I think, let me see which one we're on now. And you kind of forget. Sometimes, I mean, believe it or not, I forget. So we're on season 2, episode 11 on the Wii marathon, right? And I'm watching them again. And I don't know what do you call that? I guess when like tonight we'll watch the finale and we'll have to I'll have to go watch it again because I'll be like dumbstruck at something said and done. I showed my dad one of your videos. Oh my God, he thought I was gonna die. Well, that's sweet, Will P. I'm glad your dad liked it. I got some questionable ones up. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, hold on, a pirate. Hold on. Hello. What are you doing? Okay, guess what I'm doing? Uh-oh, no, which one? Hold on, y'all. I'm actually live right now, but you're not on speaker, so don't worry. Everyone, talk amongst yourselves, people. Who did what? Which one? she wants me to put her on speaker. I'm not doing it.
This is not very romantic.
Which one is it? Who's doing what now? Yeah, all right, well. I don't know, but she took that screenshot of me. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all just got to listen to one side of this. She put that screenshot saying it was from me. That I texted her, and she had an Indianapolis number as me. Really, Telfer? Really? I mean, I was a little shocked in that lame game. Hi, Sass. Well, I thought Sam was better than that when I looked, and it was a damn Indianapolis number she said it was coming from. I live in Virginia, 434. She ought to know. She tried to call me. Oh, she's got, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I wish y'all could hear what she just said.
What?
She's a little obsessed. She's a little obsessed. I don't know. Here's the thing. If it was your tip, who gives a shit at this point? I don't care. But it's not. Hello, everyone.
I see how you feel, Jim, Dad.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I'm going to update everybody in chat. Telfer has put up a timeline. That is, she's trying to prove that they are pirate tits. We spit on the timeline. It's not her tits. And even if it were, I'm sick of it. Hey, Donna.
Hi.
Yeah, you would have. Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
I was saying hi to you. I'm saying hi to Chuckles.
Right. Yeah. Right. On a live stream.
Did you eat your burrito?
Yeah.
Caleb.
Ah! The Uber says she'll show her tits. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I hope everyone takes what Sam Telfer's trying to do with a grain of salt, because if you go back and look at what she did to me yesterday, saying that I sent those texts, but the number was from Indianapolis, and now Sam was trying to do this with Pirate. Do y'all get it? She's a liar. Oh, Robbo says loves you. Your boobies. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Is Sam is on a little, I don't know, she's high, ran out of damn what is that stuff called? Suboxone or what? But she has like been up for days if she's trying to hatch this shit. Not to even, I mean, didn't even have my, in fact, I would invite anyone to go call that number and see. I gave it, I sent it to you in my sass. I can send it again. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Hey Carrie. Oh no. I liked her.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey! So are we discussing the Love After Lockups to get ready for the finale? Is that what we're doing? The
Yeah,
ones that we
hold on one second.
missed?
Let me call you back, Pirate. I love you. Oh, okay. Well, call me back. All right, bye. That was Pirate. She's very upset. I'm sorry. Tonight is indeed the finale. And I know
Well, it's the finale, but then we get 10 more episodes.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, no, we get 10
like
more
a
episodes.
2-hour finale.
Yes, but this is the finale for the couples that we've already seen for this season. This was already planned before they added the 10 episodes.
Okay. So this is
the next 10 episodes we get new couples.
Hey, lip gloss Ken. Hello, Carrie. Everyone on the phone. Uber Goober's come out of her little nest. Thank goodness.
I can't see the chat. I'm starting to queue up my tablet so that I can go into. But we get new couples. Shannon, we get new couples.
I can't wait because I can't stand the couples we've had.
Well, we've had some trauma.
Oh, is that that woman that sends $90 a week to the boyfriend? Are they finally going to be on?
Yes, Angela and Tony.
Finally, God,
now,
I've been
they were
waiting
on
them
season
for 30 years.
Yeah, for those that don't know the show, Angela and Tony were on season 1. And we've seen teasers of them about season 2, but we haven't seen them yet. They moved them into the next 10 episodes, I think.
Carrie, I love Miss Feldman. There you go. Hey, Tilly. Well, I'm going to eat a salad. I was telling everybody, I don't know if you were here yet, they've had this marathon on all day of Love After Lockup. And
how great is that?
I'll rewatch them and think, did I mention this when we covered it? I hope so, because that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then, you know, in the next scene, next up, I'm like, did I cover that? That's the dumbest thing. Until right now, I just want to go at him with the damn machete. Hey, Tilly Mae. Hey, Shannon Still. I mean, so, you know, we're at the, where Lizzie is just tried on the wedding dress. Well, maybe that was the last one. Hell, I don't know. And,
No, Lizzie, on the last episode, Lizzie and Scott,
well, no,
Lizzie was making her a prison pie.
Yeah, this is the one that's on, like I'm saying, on the marathon. I'm just watching that one.
Oh,
you know, where it's
okay.
like, yeah, and you're like, oh, you icky, icky, icky woman. He never did get that damn pie, I don't think. We'll see tonight, I guess.
You saw the episode where she was making the prison pie and she went off on Scott, right?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't go off on him, but she just had an attitude and said, "You're looking down, and you're looking down." And he was like,
You know what? Here's the thing. She's right. When she says
they
this,
both are.
like, I mean, hold on. I'm seeing if Bosma can make more noise. Can you do it more?
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm making you a steak and baked potato for your 17-year anniversary and you're live with everybody else. I'm so sorry, one.
Oh my God, that was shit. I'm sorry. Mr. 681's having an episode. His sugar may be low. Wait a minute. As far as reading somebody's body language or somebody's vibe or whatever, she's good.
Well, yeah, but he is too. You remember when they were at the hotel? Remember when they were at the hotel and he said, "You look down," and she was like, "I look down," and she goes, "It's all in your head." Remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, he was right. He was right.
Oh, yeah.
The way he was reading her body language, that she wasn't attracted to him and she didn't want to be all over him. He was right. Just like she is now, that she's right. She's right, saying, you know, you're keeping something from me. He is. He's keeping it from her that he's broke.
Well, I mean, yeah, he was right. But if you're right $90,000 after the fact, you are wrong.
The thing is that he still ends up going and buying a car, and it's not like it's a Toyota Tercel. It was like, it's a nice car, and he obviously invested a lot of money, again, that he didn't have. And he knows, look, if you're in a relationship and you believe that if you tell this person you don't have any money.
Back at these kids.
Well, the fact that his son totally sees it. But if you're in a relationship where you're going to tell someone that you don't have any money and you think they're going to leave you, you should probably get that out on the table immediately.
If my husband told me,
because if it's based on money like that, that's not a recipe. That's not a recipe for success at all anyway, in the first place.
Well, here's the sad thing, and you are our brain. New news. He is flat. She's gone. He's 100% right. So if you enter a relationship with a lie as well as the foundation, hey, uni girl, did you get your hair did? I'm trying to stay focused. Thank you, honey. Obviously, you enter a relationship with a huge lie, like I have all the money we need. And then in a couple days, because remember, y'all, this has only been a week for them.
I think it's a little bit more than that. I think it's a little bit
more than that. It ain't much more.
Well, because we've seen that they got out, and then what's their favorite? Brittany and Marcelino. They have Christmas outfits walking around Las Vegas around them when they're in Las Vegas. So
it's like theirs is shot up. Michael and Sarah and them said that's more than a week. God, with Trish, let me see, what's Doo-Doo Head and Dummy, Tracy and
Clint.
The hell his name, Clint.
Cupid
That looks
doll.
like that's not been a lot of time.
Cupid doll.
So your hair is laid, girl. Good. I know you got your nails did and all that. Because I watched you today when you were going to get them done. I told you, you know what I told you? You remember? This is a little break. I told you you've done. Hold on 1 second. My husband is again in the damn drawer. Oh, ow! That's a meat thermometer. In my boob. I told you, that you've done nothing in this community that can't be undone, and it's happening. And always listen to me because I'm right all the time. I'm never right, but anyway. You just be you, be real, and stop thinking everybody's against you. You're gonna be fine, and that's a lesson in life too. The world ain't against you. Okay. Rarely. Rarely is the whole world against you. Maybe half of them, but not all of them. What are you doing? Oh, he's trying to get to
Open the cabinet.
open the plant. I'm sorry. This might be the last day of our marriage. Y'all might be absolutely right now witnessing it. I might turn the cam on so I can have and I can have this in court. Tilly says, I mean the poor, retarded guy with his parents' credit card and the meth fuck toothpaste. Tilly May, he is not mentally impaired. He's already said that on his Instagram. He said, no, people, I am not functionally
Retarded. I know.
I think his parents didn't have the nerve to have was actually delayed.
Okay, someone in chat asked, Donna said, is Tracy looking at a long sentence this time? She said in the last episode when we heard her on the phone, even though she wasn't on speakerphone, we could hear her. And she said she was looking at 20 years. But she's out right now. She's out right now. So I don't know if she's out pending trial or what.
Looking horrible.
Oh my gosh, she's lost so much weight because she's been doing drugs.
Yeah, she looks like we should have probably added the Walking Dead in this because she looks like a walker.
People have been saying that.
It's true. And
that she looks like a zombie.
Oh, it's horrible. It is so bad. And
she's lost so much weight. So much weight.
Yeah. No, she keeps taking pictures of herself like it's a good thing. Like, I look really good. Which proves she's still on drugs. If you think you look good.
Yeah, her mind, and her drug of choice for people who are listening who do not know the story, her drug of choice is crack. So
it looks like she's gone to meth. It looks like she's gone straight to meth.
I don't know the difference. I haven't invested into looking at why they're different. I don't know. I thought they were all like an amphetamine type of drug, and I thought crack was the same as meth. I don't know.
Crack is cocaine. So crack is basically filtered down cocaine. So you're not
So meth is a whole different drug altogether. Because they make meth, right? They make it with like chemicals.
Right. Oh yeah. So crack basically is just watered down cocaine. And the only way you can do that is smoke it. You can't shoot it. But meth you can smoke, shoot, snort, whatever you want.
Okay, well she said that she appreciates her fans, but because I looked at her Instagram, she said that she appreciates her fans and she appreciates the haters too, just because it's people watching.
Right.
I appreciate that sentiment because I'm in the group that watches it going, this is a train wreck. This is just the worst decisions that people could possibly make ongoing. Like just ongoing.
Yeah. Courtney's mentioning Clint's second wife.
Iridium said crack is black.
Her family is basically called him a damn murderer.
What? Who did?
the second wife's family have basically called Clint a murderer. They hate him. So,
Tracy's
the one that,
family?
no, his second wife, the one that died.
They hate him. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. She died not long after they got married, I don't think, and it was suicide. I thought it was suicide. And her family, with his newfound success or whatever you want to call it, notoriety. Let's call it notoriety. Not really success.
Well,
they have come
he's
out
one that has been. He's the only one that has been really laying low as far as a social media profile. Like he really hasn't been seen much at all.
Right. Yes,
but
Clint is the slow one.
Iridium said that he looks like a Cupid doll, and he does. He looks like a Cupid doll.
Yeah, from a very low rent fair. Like they got the rejects of the Cupid doll.
Yeah. The one.
So
he looks like the Cupid doll laying in a yard that's been like out in the weather and stuff like that for a long time.
Yeah, it's got some great where it's been hit by the lawnmower. Yeah. Another thing that I'm looking forward to seeing this week in this 2 hours, and it's going to be a glorious 2 hours, people.
2 hours.
We got snow here. A gentle snow is falling. The temperatures will drop, and I'm gonna snuggle up next to the man I love. If Chris leaves, and he'll get here right after you cook dinner, and just sit back and love it. Hey, Holly Hobbit. He's more of a woman than Shannon is, that's for sure. Huh? Is that a crack, Holly? Because I'm not taking cracks today, love. I'm not doing it. Anyway, Matt and Dum Dum. Why have I forgotten their names? Let's see. So in the finale, Tracy comes home, right? Tracy will come home to this episode, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. I didn't know. Tracy said that she was looking at 20 years. And I don't think that she ever, she's in another state. So we have to remember that. So even if she gets out of jail, she can't go and live where Clint lives.
Oh, yeah.
Until she gets her parole changed. And I hardly doubt they would change her parole when she's up on new charges.
Tilly Mason, that woman with the overbite and the bad dye job. That's Tracy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Tracy. And she thinks she looks good.
Well, keep in mind that she spent $350 on her hair, and that was way overpayment.
Oh, those people saw them coming.
Oh, yeah. And that dress, do you remember the dress that she wore to that date? It looked like...
I painfully remember it.
Too small. That was too small.
And she had a regular bra on with a backless. Well, it wasn't backless. It had that, netting. But, yeah. It was when, they were in that fancy restaurant. This morning I was eating breakfast in jail. Now I'm in this fancy restaurant. Honey, no. Not in a strip mall. No. But God love her. God love them. So we get to see how that ends up. And then I hope they can go on. I hope when this show goes off, Clint goes nuts.
Shannon, we're leading up to finally, they've been teasing us about the meeting between Sarah and Megan.
Two of the dumbest women I've ever seen in my life get to sit at a table together. My God.
We get that tonight.
That is tonight. Look. Well, listen. Here's, y'all know I don't, I like that auntie, the auntie person. And Sass said, I don't like her. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I love her. Well, guess what? I don't like her no more either. But there has been a huge, if you can believe this, a huge uproar over the way Sarah wore her hair when
What?
she went to, yes, people were saying that she should not have worn braids because braids are, she wore, I think it was French braided on both sides.
Yeah, she has two
I
French braids.
remember.
Yeah.
Well,
For those
apparently
in
that is
England who may be
ethnic.
watching, she has two plaits, two French plaits or whatever.
Well, the apparently,
Why
yes, it is braid
why was
drama
she getting hate about braids?
because people felt her braids were too ethnic, too black.
Okay, but
I
braids
just
aren't a
look.
thing like
Yes,
that.
and Auntie had a huge show on it, right? And was agreeing with it, saying that braids were strictly African. I'm like, what?
No.
What? Yeah. And this was the
No.
dumbest of all the problems these people have, all right? And all the fault you can find with every single person in that triangle.
Yeah, that's true.
The hairdo is what you're going to spend a damn hour show on, Auntie? No. I logged out. I'm like, I can't with you no more. I can't with you no more.
Yeah, well,
You know, I did not know that
okay,
you
so
could
see,
claim. But when people brought up that Megan had on a weave or had her hair long like a white person, that was different. That was different.
okay, I just think
Yes,
people should wear their hair the way
braids.
that they want.
If y'all go to
And like you
Auntie's
said, there is so
Yeah,
much stuff to
thank you.
focus on in this show that's real, that has to do with,
Yeah.
communication, relationships, bad choices, maybe good choice, whatever. There is so much going on
Yeah.
that's to make a thing out of something that's not even a thing. I mean, like
I know.
Courtney said in the chat, they were French braids. They're called French braids because
So
they're
the
from
French
France.
should be pissed off. Get out of my
Yeah.
salad. So if anything, the French should be mad. But this was, and if y'all don't believe me, go to Auntie's advice. And she did a whole show on it for an hour. People called in. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, see, I can't with that. I told you I didn't like her because of stuff like that. She doesn't focus on real things.
See, I hadn't seen it yet. And then, I just hadn't, I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. And, an hour to it. I thought, wait a second. What are you doing? This is the dumbest fight ever over these two morons they're all sharing, whatever sexual diseases they have. Well, I guess Megan doesn't have any. But can you go turn that down? That's loud. Yeah, this is the biggest thing that she could find wrong with this episode, or that people in general. Sarah took a lot of shit from this on Twitter and Instagram over the braids.
Well, and if we're being honest, this show is a great learning tool for people making life choices. That it really is. When you look at, for instance, okay, Scott and Lizzie, neither one of them are being honest. Okay.
Or what are you talking about them lady fingers again?
Yeah. Michael's creepy fingers.
She's not letting
that's a thing. Have you,
Joey Rod saw it.
Shannon, the producers have gotten, Iridium and I are not the only ones who think his fingers are creepy. If you'll notice, whenever he's in an episode, they show his hands on purpose. Yeah. They do close-ups.
I don't know if there's anything on him that's not creepy. And he is that talk he had with his mom and I'm going to do better. And she's trying to tell him, you better do better. She held you down. You ain't going to do that. And you thought he was going to, he looked like he got it. Well, does he ever look like he gets it? That's probably not that's probably not the right. He always has that vacant look on his face. Maybe he is going to get it. No. No. And then when the mother went to the hotel to tell her he got locked up or whatever, she went to tell him. And there's that man. Can I have a hug? I said, bitch, you just had my damn. Well, she didn't have his son put back in jail. His son had himself put back in jail.
Okay, well, here's that right there says a problem about the mom, right? That she's blaming Megan for getting her son back in jail when it was his own choices all along, all the time. So that's a big red flag that, she's not making him accountable. She's already pointing fingers for him about what happened. But we also see that she says she doesn't want to get involved in the fact that she knows he's cheating on his wife. She won't get involved to tell anything, but you'll get involved to send messages back and forth. See, that's riding the line. You either aren't involved. You either aren't involved and you don't give messages back and forth and don't participate at all, or you go full blown and tell the whole story. You don't get to go back. She goes back and forth. She'll get a message for him to Megan to help him with his deceit.
Get off there.
But she won't tell Megan.
My husband is streaming me on his phone. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My husband is streaming us on his. Can you give me a like though? Sorry.
I figured this out when I went down the other night. So yeah, like.
Yeah, can you throw me a like? Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. He's so funny, that one. They blamed I guess the girl, but she said, Lord, she knew that mother said, we're gonna have a problem getting rid of that one. She's right. She is right. Well, Megan ain't going nowhere.
But the thing is, it's all Michael making choices and Michael being responsible for his own decisions.
Yeah, well, that's not, and nobody's going to hold him responsible, though.
No. Well, can we talk about this last conversation when he called from jail and Sarah answered the phone? And now Sarah knows when she answers the phone, she knows he's gone to Niagara Falls with Megan.
Right.
She knows all this stuff. Okay. And she answers the phone. A big red flag for those people out there. If you ask someone, your partner, a question, and they consistently answer you with a question, that's a big problem.
That's a problem with anybody.
Yes.
I have watched Oprah enough to know.
Well, and we're listening to her and she keeps repeating other questions and he hasn't even answered one yet. So she's like, do you love her? It doesn't really matter, Sarah, because clearly he's not acting like he loves you. Right. And that should be your priority. So it doesn't really matter if he loves her or not or whatever. The fact is he treated you badly, that he doesn't love you. He doesn't take your commitment seriously. That's what you should be, worried about.
That hit me when I watched them today when he showed back up from Niagara Falls, and she's talking to him outside, and she's mad, and she said, "Excuse me, I couldn't go to work to put food on the table because you weren't here." I didn't hear that the first time, but I sure as hell heard it the second time. And my thought is, he doesn't know what it is to go to work to put food on a table. He don't get it. He doesn't know.
Well, and
he's been dead since he was 15 in jail, in and out of jail.
And when she says, and you weren't even concerned about your daughter, it's like he was in a place where he couldn't be on doing anything for anyone. So when he gets out, it's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to be an instant responsible person. You're talking about someone that never has been.
Yeah,
never has been responsible.
Never had a job. It hit me when she said that, and but you know what? Here's the thing. I've been in her shoes where I've had a baby and I've had to go to work and put food on the table because the person I'm with can't, not you, back 100 years ago didn't have a care in the world,
right?
Because I was feeding him and he had a place to live. So maybe that's why it hit me. I'm like, oh girl, I have had this. Maybe that is why. Hold on. I am so angry. I guess maybe I see myself in that a couple years ago. Well, obviously many years ago, I see myself and I'm like, girl, snap out of it.
Yeah, what are you
maybe
doing?
that's 117 years ago. That's right, Donna. So maybe that's why I get so mad at her. Because I'm thinking, snap, I keep forgetting she's 24 years old.
Well, yeah, but
You
at the
know?
same time, he has cheated on her in the past. He has
Oh,
acted
yeah.
like this in the past.
Oh,
So
yeah.
years ago, I had a conversation with a friend of mine when this guy kept lying to her, okay? And she'd get really upset because she found out he lied and she'd cry. And it was like the third time that she was telling me this. And she said, and I can't believe he lied to me. And I said, well, he's done this lot. So
Right.
I don't know why you keep believing him. Like, at what point don't you say, okay, you do this, you lie, you are a liar, you just continually lie, I'm done.
Yeah.
You keep believing him.
Well, I see, and you remember when you didn't like her friend when her friend walked out, said, I can't do this. I can't I can't do this again. She's taking it back. I had a friend that did that to me, and she was 100% right.
No.
To do it.
You misunderstood me. You misunderstood
Okay.
me. I was not mad at her friend for saying that. She should have said that initially.
Oh, yeah.
She should have said that without sitting around and trying to be a marriage counselor while they sat on the couch and try and talk to Michael about how he's behaving. Give me a break. If a couple is fighting and they're in two different places and you're with your friend, half of the couple, who is ranting and upset and whatever, that's fine. But when that other person shows up and they're going to get into it, you don't stay in the middle. It is none of your business now. You need to go.
Yeah, I agree. I guess well, she did. She got
Finally.
Tilly May is bursting at the seams at these idiots. Tilly May is bursting at the seams. We all are, Tilly. That's why we watch
It's a crazy show. It is the craziest
crazy.
show on TV.
I'm making sure yours isn't bigger than mine. Sorry. Is it? I'm sorry. Go ahead. My husband's being selfish with me. I'm kidding. He's not. He's not being selfish.
Okay,
Tilly May,
Tilly.
that wouldn't surprise me at all. Oh, well, my Joyride said, well, they are. A lot of them are back in jail.
Yes.
Michael is.
Matt. Well, no, Michael got out.
Oh, did he? See, I don't know.
He's out right now. He's out right now.
Matt's situation floors me that he's not, obviously he was in jail because he had to call what's-her-face.
Yeah.
And
he was in jail until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say he gets arrested every other weekend, so I don't know why he's not in jail.
He pled his new charge down to a misdemeanor and got out with a $500 fine or something, and it's a misdemeanor.
God bless America. Now, come on.
So we have Matt, who was out, apparently posted a new picture with a new girl on his Instagram.
Who?
Matt.
Who? Matt? What
Matt
do you
and
mean? That
Caitlin.
dream didn't come true for what's-her-face?
Okay, so no one knows if it's a girlfriend, but he's standing with another girl and posted a picture with her. And he was arrested, if you remember, with a stolen vehicle and an unnamed woman.
Yes.
So
Tilly, you're right. Tilly's like when they get rearrested, like, oh well. It's exactly what it's like. When they get rearrested, it's like, okay, well, that was fun. I'll go back in Matt the Genius. Tilly said he's Matt the Genius. Oh my God. The brain cells in his head that are just rattling around unconnected is amazing to me. But I'm sorry, Caitlin, you're dumber. You have the person that's the user and whatnot, and you know it, and then you're still.
Well, let's look at what Caitlin did, okay? Because we often see this on this show. I've said it before. She said she saw pictures of him, and that was it for her, okay?
Right, yes.
So she's pinning all of her hopes and dreams on a person who, up until that point, the longest he'd been out of jail in 12 years or so. He has 12 felonies. The longest he'd been out of jail since the age of 18 was 8 hours at that point. But she's pinning all her hopes and dreams that he's going to get out, he's going to get a job, they're going to settle down and buy a house and have this little family. And he's never given any indication that he's capable of that.
But bitch already has a kid that she obviously can't remember she has. We'll get into that later. Because that makes me very angry.
Iridium brought that up last time of how when she said, I have nobody except Matt. I have no family anymore.
Yeah, I have no family.
It's like, you have a kid. You have family.
You have a son, dumbass.
Yeah.
So,
whatever she's doing.
Have we been on since the Maya Angelou of the funeral home set tried to give them some therapy in the middle of your funeral home when they were picking up the. Have we been on since then?
No.
Oh my God. Can we just talk about that for a second? Going to pick up the ashes, and the Maya Angelou of the funeral world tried to talk to those two about what was support for Caitlyn, right? And Caitlyn started in on Matt, and Matt got mad, and then this one, right? I was like, are we kidding? Is this woman angling for a show? Because she'll probably get it.
I think, okay, so we have to understand that the producers are shady on this show. They are very shady. And they do set things up for us, which we love them for. We love that they're shady. We love it.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
But they do set us up and set situations up. And I have an inkling that they kind of pre-warned this funeral director that this was kind of coming her way.
I guess, because she went in on that. And I am like, give her the bag of ashes and excuse yourself, Maya Angelou. And trying to fix this relationship that is there's no way this thing's getting fixed. It's not ever, hey Blonde, ever going to be fixed. Matt,
it's not based on real things. No. It's based on him looking good and Caitlyn going, I'm going to get him out and he's going to change. That never works. And we saw the same thing. We saw the same thing in season 1 with James Crazy Eyes. And and that girl that he thought she was going to get out, and he made that modeling appointment for her so she could just show up and start her modeling career all over. It doesn't work that way.
Well, it does not work that way. She had to go back on heroin. Everybody knows this.
What I'm saying is you're expecting so much from these people who, when you see a picture of them, Clint did the same thing. Remember, he goes, I saw a picture of her and she's just the most beautiful thing on earth. She's my goddess. And he's bought 100% in because of her picture, because he saw her picture and just was floored. Same thing with Scott. That's how Scott bought in with Lizzie. His pictures.
Damn. Oh, yes, Tilly, there's a season 1, my love. Where have you? Oh, Tilly.
Oh, Tilly.
You need to go watch the season 1.
And Tilly, you also will get to see a preview of Scott and Lizzie from this season. They're also on season 1. So they're our carryover couple. So you'll get to see all of season 1 with Scott and Lizzie of how this started.
Yeah. How she traded meth for shrimp. No. And fresh fruit and vegetables. Yes, it was all she had. Hey, East Coast lady. Scott had to give her money to buy meth so she could take it to the cook and get fresh shrimp. I'm lying, I'm done.
Don't forget that Scott also gave her money for cell phones that she got busted for.
Yes.
And those cell phones were how she hijacked the $800,000 from men all over the country with pictures.
And he gave her money to buy straight heroin so she could shoot it because she was an addict and he didn't want her to be sick.
And deal it. She dealt it too. She was a dealer in prison.
So she says she's never had a job. Sure you have. You're in marketing. Because no,
Right.
my husband is questioning the $800,000.
No, it's 800,000.
This
Scott
one
himself
guy-
paid 90.
Yeah, this Scott guy alone gave her $90 over
No,
3 years.
90,000. 90,000, not $90.
$90,000. She
Yes,
also
and a
other
car.
tricks,
And a brand new car. And $2,000 worth of clothes.
On business. You should go to jail. We would be much happier around here. No, I'm just kidding. We would have $800,000. You could come back. I'd have a swimming pool in the back. You kidding me? It'd be nice.
Now, Shannon, I don't know if you know this, but Lizzie has been doing Snapchats or Instagrams or something where she goes on in the breaks of the show while the show is running.
What?
Yeah, so she goes live. She goes live. They have a couple. They have a couple snippets of them on YouTube of recordings of her, and she's talking to the audience, and then she'll go, "The show's back on," and she goes off again.
I want to punch her in the face, so I can't watch it. You know, you need to go to bed. You've been up for 2 days. You need to go to bed, dummy. I mean that in the most affectionate way. Go to bed. You are running on nothing right now. Wrap your hair in toilet paper like my grandma does when we're done. She wraps it all in toilet paper at night, and then she unwraps it and floofs it up. It's very nice. You should try that. It works. I tried it. I don't have to keep.
Okay, Iridium just made a really good. Shannon, Iridium just made a really good point. She said, "I still have a hard time believing she cooked all that shrimp in her cell without the entire jail smelling it and complaining." That's true. Shrimp smells like it'll smell up everything like fish.
Okay. We have Pirate here who works in a jail. So Pirate can probably tell us.
Pirate, how did they get rid of the shrimp smell in jail or in prison?
Yeah, because I'm sure that in a prison there are a lot of smells wafting around.
Okay, but here's the thing. I watch Orange is the New Black, and I know that sometimes the kitchen can figure out ways underhanded if they're cooperating to cook those things for the prisoners. So maybe that's what happened. Is
like
maybe. I mean, Lizzie was balling. She had $800,000 flowing through in what, 9 years?
Yeah.
So that's a little under $100,000 a year. That's what, $75,000 a year or something, right?
Is somebody going after Pirate? Because that's not going to happen. I'm just making no, not doing that. Not happening. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, I don't know how it worked exactly with the $800,000, but she said herself, like Scott bought her like 3 or 4 cell phones. She had like 6 or 7 cell phones at some point, like different times.
And Tilly, when you go watch season 1 and you see that she gets in trouble, has cell phones, and Scott is in the lawyer's office shaking his head like, oh no, he bought her the damn cell phones.
Yeah, and let's not blow season 1 for Tilly. Tilly, have fun with season 1. Wait until the season climax of, what happens with Scott and Lizzie that leads into this season.
Yeah. Everyone start watching The Sopranos. Season 1.
Well, we could maybe tomorrow night we'll watch. How about that? I think everyone in the chat has seen The Sopranos, but if you would like to have a show where you talk about The Sopranos, I support it.
Mr. Shannon.
Discusses The Sopranos season 1.
Right.
All right, here we go. We have another budding YouTube star in the house. All right, he's gonna go and talk about it. How do you get?
I love The Sopranos.
And Telly, I don't know what orifice these things are brought in. I would imagine guards bring in some of them. I mean, because if Lizzie made $800,000 in jail, she must have made a whole hell lot more because she was either giving it to them or paying.
She was moving stuff around. having cell phones
Right.
delivered to her or bringing them in or whatever. She was moving drugs and doing drugs. She was eating shrimp whenever she wanted.
Yeah.
She was a baller in prison.
My friend Pirate says that she is a Sopranos expert.
Sweet.
But I think he's saying, don't think so. He's watched every season, every show 17 times.
Not talking about
Oh,
that.
everybody's loving it. Now you're gonna have to start your show. You're gonna have to start doing it.
Back to this Lockup show, though.
Back up to this Lockup show. Okay, what about it?
Could be fake.
It's not fake. I don't think it's fake. No, these people are really in jail, Chris.
They're really in
They're really
prison.
in
They really get out of prison. They really go back to prison. Like we've seen it. Yep.
It ain't no joke. It is real. Just like 90 Day Fiance is real. And sometimes you hope it's not real, but it is.
Been down that road.
What do you mean 90?
Quickly marry somebody.
But no, these are people. The 90 Day Fiance, you marry someone from another or you become engaged.
I thought it was that one Married at First Sight you was talking.
No. I don't watch that show. Get with it, dude. What is wrong with you? You don't even know me.
I know, right? I'm 17 years old.
He doesn't even know me anymore. Don't watch that show. Though Bridezilla is coming on. It's coming on. I think next week. Oh my God, I hate that show, but I love that show.
What's 90 Day Fiance?
No, the Bridezilla.
Oh
my God, worst show ever.
I used to watch those years ago.
Yeah,
I haven't watched episodes in a long time.
Oh Lord, because I know 90 Day Fiance comes in. We still have The Walking Dead, which I hope Iridium is caught up on. Because every time we go to discuss it, she's always 2 behind. And the last time she did get a verbal warning.
On 90 Day Fiance?
No, for The Walking Dead.
Oh.
She's always having 2 behind. She received a verbal warning the week before last. So I hope it's not a problem this week, Iridium, or we will move on to a written warning. And then Iridium, all she's worried about right now, iPhone or flip phone. We don't know.
No, the ones that they showed were flip phones.
Well, I guess.
But I don't know if that's different now because do we even still have flip phones that are available? Like, are those still around to buy?
Mr. 681 says yes.
Oh yeah, I can't have one. He said, "What's your number?" Flip it over.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of older guys that can't do the technology.
We're talking about having them smuggled into jail.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, in prison. But Pirate just said flip phones, boo, they use throwaways. So they use those burner phones, I guess, that you can get that are prepaid or something. And
yeah, the ones that all terrorists like. I don't blame them.
Oh, and they flush them all the time. So they flush them. They get the phone and then they flush the phone down the toilet.
What?
That's what Pirate just said. Pirate just said it ain't worth the other ones because it's too costly. They flush them all the time.
This is what we're pirating it, people. An expert. We don't know.
She works in a prison. So she's telling us the haps of that's how Lizzie's been doing it.
I'm ripping into it in about 10 minutes. Well, now, oh Lord. I mean, yeah.
Oh, I guess if they think they're going to get caught with them, they flush them. That's probably why Lizzie had like 5 or 6 because she kept thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get caught," and then would flush it and have to get another one.
Yeah, and then there was Scott. Oh, you need another one?
You know, can we just talk about Scott and Lizzie? The last time, I'm sorry, I'm coming back to it, but when she goes, "You're looking down," and you were saying that she reads body language really well. She does. Yeah. He is keeping from her about the money, but she says to him, "You don't want sex," and he says, "No." Okay, that is absolutely a lie. Of course he wants sex. Yeah. Of course he does. So you're asking the wrong question. Of course he wants sex, but can he wait, and is he fine with waiting is the question. You know what I mean?
She picked out that dress, and she's already said she's not going to marry him for another year or more.
Well, and he has to tell, he's had to have told her that he's broke now. He's back in California. She's in Wisconsin. So they're not like living together or anything. She has to stay in Wisconsin. But they are still talking, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to confirm whether they're together or not because that whole stalker thing, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So for those of you who've just watched the show and because there's two things, there's the show going on, and then when you watch the show, you have to go online and research what's happening now because that's how we find out that they're back in jail or whatever ahead of the show. So
because this Lizzie Scott thing played out on Instagram.
Yes, and Scott was caught with Instagram. What was it? A picture of some girl or something like that. And Lizzie got mad.
A woman, and he said that she was a stalker, and Lizzie said it was a date. And look, I was excited when I saw Scott get a little backbone. I was loving life. I really was. He walked out of there and showed a little anger. I'm like, where have you been, dude?
Yeah, I liked when he came out and she was talking to the cameras, and whatever she was saying something like, how she just doesn't know or what he's saying or something. And he came out and was like, I don't have to, I'm gone. I can just leave, and confronted her. Because he's never done that. Anytime that there's been a confrontation, like when she first got out and she was in the pool and she came out to talk to him because he was really upset because she wasn't being affectionate, and she's not. I mean, she wasn't attracted to him. She told us that. So then she said, it's all in your head, that whole thing. He backed down. He was telling the cameras what he should have said to her. But when she came out, he just said, you look down. And then when she said, it's all in your head and stuff, he completely backed down and didn't say any of his insecurities or what he was feeling at all.
Tilly said that every time he does a confessional, his hair is a different length and a different color. And she's right. It is. And Pirate just confirmed that they either pay off the guards or threaten them. So if Lizzie made $800,000 and she has nothing to show for it, by the way, then those guards are making mad bank, because that means one of them made, a lot of money, or a couple of them made a lot of money. I imagine you don't have many on your payroll. Then again, I don't know. Hell, I don't know. Might.
Yeah, I think, I think it is true that it's a whole different world than we understand.
Yeah. Tilly says, wait, Lizzie live? You believe that? I know. Well, Tilly, Lizzie has found the Lord. She has found the Lord now.
Yes, and she's not having sex until she gets married. Because she was a prostitute. Remember her speech about she was a prostitute, she was all these things, but she wasn't a thief or something like that, right? She was like, I was a prostitute, I was a stripper, I was this, I was that, but I'm not a thief.
Sometimes we need definitions on stuff, but yeah, you are, honey.
Well, she doesn't seem to think that hoodwinking guys is stealing from them.
In front of her daughter, in front of her little daughter, who she hasn't seen in 9 years. And her little daughter is trying to say, don't do this, Mom. You don't know. You've never had a job. You get out here. You don't know how things are working. And, you
need to worry about yourself right now. You need to get to know yourself right now. Her daughter is totally way more level-headed than, same thing with Scott and his son. The son is way more level-headed than Scott.
Absolutely. And I make that because I watched it a little while ago, and the daughter, they're in the damn dress shop, and she's trying to tell her. The daughter is trying to tell her, and even the daughter even said she's more worried about this than she is about me. And or getting Who are
Now,
we talking
that
about?
just made me think of it.
Lizzie.
That just made me think of an interesting point because we've seen Scott's son and we've seen Lizzie's daughter, and both of them have more common sense than either of their parents. But that probably is because of their parents. Don't you think?
Wait, hold on. Oh, sorry. My husband handed me a guy that he works with owns a timeshare down in, let me see, St. Lucia.
Oh,
And
gorgeous.
he's showing me the.
So we can use it.
It's a house and we can use it. Okay, well.
Oh,
Y'all
fabulous.
see my fat ass for a bit.
That's fabulous.
I know. We could have a second honeymoon, honey.
When do we have the first
I don't know when we had the first one, but we can have a second one. I'll be drunk the whole time.
Oh my gosh. Shannon, Pirate just said a cigarette can go for $5 or $10 in prison.
Well,
one cigarette, $5 or $10.
Send me to prison. I'll make some bank and come back home. No, I'm just kidding. It's a whole new world, Pirate. In the, I mean, like you obviously see it. I can't imagine it. Because it's a different world.
We can't.
And I would think that
No.
like Pirate going from the real world in her life and what into that world for even she's a nurse, so she's not like she's not like a guard. She's a nurse, so they're coming to her. But it's a whole new. I mean, you'd have to stay on your guard the whole time you're there. You're working. Two, she's a nurse too. So if they come, I'm sure they come to her when ain't nothing wrong, drug seeking, and she's got to be the one to say no or whatever. I can't imagine going to worlds. I really on a day-to-day basis, it would F my brain up. It is, you are stepping into one world that is not real, but it's very real for them.
Well, no, it is real, but it's a whole different reality. It's two separate realities.
Two separate realities, like you're going to a different planet 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine. I cannot imagine doing that.
Okay, so with the point that you're making right now, then you extrapolate that and go to Caitlin and Matt, where Caitlin's pinning her hopes on this guy who has lived in prison for years and years, has never had a job, never anything. And she is not putting two and two together that when he gets out, it's not plug and play. It's not, okay, there's just going to be this switch flipped. That's why he said that he's comfortable living in jail and living out of jail. He doesn't. He's never had a difference. He's been outside running the streets and is back in prison, or in jail 8 hours later with 12 felonies.
At the point, he was got mad at his mother. Like his mother would say to Caitlin, Matt's mother, don't try to tell him what to do. He'll run. And I'm thinking in my brain, you are all right, dude. You are out. You can go anywhere you want to go within reason. I mean, and you would, I mean, you can't take a woman or somebody telling you, hey, you got to do X, Y, and Z, because that's what it does, X, Y, and Z. He's like, I ain't got to do nothing. I'll go back. I don't care. How do you fight with that? How do you reason with that? You don't. He's always got her hand. And look at his mom. And over it. I mean.
Well, and you look at someone like him and Caitlin putting all her hopes and dreams on this guy. And she said, he's all I had. She left the living with her mom because she didn't support the relationship. So she left all that. And then she's putting all her stock in that this is going to work. Same thing with Megan and Michael. Okay. She's putting all her stock in that he's going to get out of prison. And rather than doing what he's been doing to go to prison, he's going to all of a sudden just get a job and everything's going to be just hunky dory when they have no track record to prove that. They have never have done that before.
Feral human who does not understand the way the world works. He understands prison perfectly because he doesn't have to understand that, I don't guess. I mean, you get fed at a certain time. You know, like you said, in prison, he has to go pick up his clean clothes. At home, they come to him folded. What?
Well, oh, exactly. So and then he goes to his mom's house where she was doing their laundry, remember?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So even at his mom's house, he has his laundry done for him. It's the same as in prison. He has his laundry done for him. Like
in prison, he has to fold it himself. He has to go get his clean laundry and fold it himself. What a bummer.
Yeah, and out of prison, the bonus is that his mom folds it for him. I mean, I don't understand why the mom isn't making them do their own laundry, cook for themselves, take care of themselves. When he goes to look at the apartment, remember he said, I don't know, I've never had to do this before. I'd rather just stay at my mom's and figure it out. It's like, well, he doesn't have any inclination of being on his own and being independent and taking care of himself. He has no idea about that.
If I was his mom, I'd have fucking moved. I would have moved. He would have come home to like a lot. That trailer would have been out of there, or whatever she lives in. It'd have been down the road. I don't know you, buddy. I don't know you. Good luck. Pop a 10 in the lot. I don't know.
Well, isn't he 20? He's 28, right?
Oh, yeah, something like that. Yeah. I was going to say 26, 27, 28, somewhere in there.
I think he's 28.
Sure, I mean,
so in 10 years, he's never held a job. And he's never been out of prison longer than 8 hours.
Right.
In 10 years.
Now, I'm watching on the mother's going to Megan's room to tell her that Michael's in jail, which she already fucking knew because she was with him when he got locked up. I'm telling you, these people, I just want to punch my damn TV.
Well, this is where I said, you have the exterior people. We have Megan's dad, who I love Megan's dad. He's awesome.
So do I.
And the brother was good too. And so there's Megan and Megan's family. So sometimes we see the external people, the people around the focus of the show, that they're really solid and that they seem to be taking care of things well and all that. And then we have the fence riders, like Michael's mom, who says, I'm not going to get involved and make sure that they know about each other or anything. It's none of my business. But she'll run messages back and forth to keep it going for him.
Blonde says his mom's probably waiting for go back to jail. I think she is absolutely 100%. She's waiting on it. That his mom's probably waiting on him to go back to jail. She fully expected him to go back to jail a few hours after he got out. I mean, you could tell this woman is waiting for the other the shoe to drop because it always does. 100% of the time with that kid, that shoe drops.
Matt. That's Matt's mom, right?
Yeah, Matt's mother.
Yeah, Matt's mom.
Anybody's mother. I just, there is no, like she told Caitlin, you can't tell him what to do. He'll run. He don't care. You cannot reason with that. So, I mean.
Well, what the thing is that they both think that telling him what to do is pointing out being an adult. Pointing out the responsibilities of being an adult would be, quote unquote, telling him what to do.
Well, when,
like if someone, my point is, like, if I tell you have to get a job, Shannon.
Yeah.
That would be telling you what to do. It's not telling you what to do. It's telling you that you have to be a responsible adult now. Like that's what, and he rebels against that. He rebels against common sense.
He rebels.
Just someone pointing out
the issue with him, her harping on him about the damn trash can. Do you remember this? She was back out. You get these in, and then with Maya Angelou at the thing, they were talking about the damn effing trash cans. The trash cans are the least of your worries, Caitlin, you dumbass. But they fought over this effing damn trash can in.
Well, he's saying he'll do it with an attitude. She's saying, can you do it without an attitude? It's like, okay, both of you are butting heads against really stupid crap that tells you you guys don't have a foundation for your relationship at all. At all.
My point is, if you want to teach somebody how to be a man, go talk to your son. The one that you ain't, that is not your family, apparently. If you want to teach somebody how to be a man, go get that kid. Try there. Because the one you got is ruined. He's done. All right, his shelf life is not, even if he goes back to jail, if he goes back out, Matt is going to epically fail in life.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. Normally, oh, that's nice. East Coast lady just gave you $5. Great stream. Awesome. Thank you, East Coast lady.
No, Sarah, they don't
we look at these, we look at someone like Matt, and here's, if you run to pick a kid up every time they fall, they never learn to pick themselves back up, right? But the problem with Matt is he's perfectly happy when he falls and he goes somewhere like prison. He said he could be there either way. He doesn't care. To him, it's not a punishment.
It's just his other life.
Yeah, it's just his other reality.
Okay, if you all have not seen where they fight in his funeral home, if you have and you're on the East Coast or whatever, I don't know where you are, they have just sat down in the damn funeral home and she's waiting for her mother's ashes to be brought. If you have not seen this scene, go to as we speak, click on this, and then you tell me what the hell you just watched. Because I'm telling you right now, this was the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life.
Well, and he ends up leaving her by the side of the road with her mom's ashes right after that.
Yeah, in a bag. And
then she's still, but hang on, and then she's still with him. If a man that I was with in a relationship that had just got out of prison, we have all these problems, and he leaves me on the side of the road with my mother's ashes, we're done. We're done. There's no more to talk about.
We're way done.
Way
I was pretty proud of Matt for the way Caitlin right after her mother died. Just like I said a couple weeks ago, I was proud of the way he handled Caitlin with the mother.
How do you think he did that? I would like an explanation of how you were proud of him.
Now, what was it? You see, when he was, Caitlin fit with the mother, $100. He let her vent. We got to go back in there. You got to do this. Let's go do this. He got those life lessons. I don't know. Directly after when the mother died, which I'm assuming there's no funeral or anything because we haven't seen it. Days after, he was trying to hurt her and whatever, and then she is now back on the damn trash can home. She.
Well, I'm still thinking. I'm sorry.
Is he done well? Done well. And then what?
So from my perspective, I didn't see him do extremely well at all in any of those situations.
He wasn't. He seemed to have put her needs and her. I thought he handled like the first with the mother. He'd never seen her act like that. I don't guess. Not in person anyway.
No.
And he went directly to her, supported her physically, and let's just say that's one of the things he's done the most right. How's that? Does that make any sense?
I hear you. I just see it differently. I just see it differently. If I'm
time.
with someone who stands up when someone finally gets there, we've been waiting for this person, okay? We're sitting there
Right.
waiting for them. The person shows up and then she gets up, throws a tantrum, throws
Yeah.
her phone across the
Yes.
restaurant,
Yes. Across
and
the dinner.
storms out like a toddler.
Yes.
Then all he does is go and put his arms around her and, okay, all right, let's go back inside.
Well, I mean, but
I
that's a big deal. I really maybe this is why I think that, because when I saw that in the beginning of this, I thought, all right, this dude might be okay. I had a lot of
because
high
he showed
hopes.
compassion and held her.
Yeah, exactly. Because he showed compassion, because the Matt that his mother was explaining to Caitlin, I had not seen yet. We hadn't seen him yet. We hadn't seen that Matt yet, right? I mean, we
Well,
saw a little bit of it, but not like we've seen now.
okay,
So
so
when,
the only thing that I see in common with both of those times where their relationship was tried and he was that he held her. That's it.
right,
That's it.
maybe that's
Okay.
I don't know. I thought he had a chance.
So
I
that
thought he
part,
would get better after that.
the holding her to soothe her, okay, whatever. That's he gets a couple points for that, but that's just that you would expect from someone who you're in a relationship with, period. If they're not doing that, that's kind of a problem.
The finale is
But
at
there's no
9.
reality. There's no reality check of either one of them's behavior.
Well,
She
maybe that's
talks to
you're
him
100%
like he's
right.
supposed to be a grown up, but she's throwing her
Yeah,
phone at every opportunity and throwing little tantrums.
yeah. And I thought the pressure of the show was probably the wrong venue to try to get to know your mother again, or whatever.
Well, she was getting to know
But
her
you know,
mother
I mean,
again.
these
She lived
people
with her.
were
She moved
shipping.
out. She moved out
Yeah,
to be with Matt.
right. So I mean, she made it seem was like she had been she hadn't seen her mother in years since she was little. But no, honey, you moved out of her house because she wouldn't let the felon in.
Right.
So let's act like you've seen her for a bit. You know, that was all contrived in my point. I mean, she's a little drama queen. You know, and
okay, so wait, keeping that in mind, we have to look at the extenuating circumstances. Megan has a son. I'm sorry, Caitlin has a son
yeah,
that she basically has abandoned at this point
yeah,
for this felon. Okay.
yeah.
So
Or
she's
you
not,
don't know, she might have abandoned him way before this felon.
yeah, she might have. And the mom is looking at it because the mom had gone through trials and tribulations with Caitlin growing up and probably was not very supportive that Caitlin was picking this relationship instead of trying to build a foundation with her kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you want to teach somebody how to be a man, go get that son of yours and do it, because the one you got is done. You know, his mama failed him. We just go after that. Look, he's just a dog. You just go out to keep. A dog is gonna stay in the pound. Pirate, did you see the game you on Twitter? Bitch, don't go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we look at it and we look at the fact that, again, and I know I said this before, I'm sorry, chat, but these people are pinning all their hopes and dreams on people who have no track record of being able to pull through. It's not like, I mean, Matt has 12 felonies. The longest that he stayed out of prison is 8 hours in 10 years. But she thinks that he's going to get out, get this job, his head's going to be on straight, and he's not going to be. I mean, he went to a job interview and it ended with him thinking he was going to hit the guy interviewing him.
Yeah, because he didn't want to get his shoes dirty. We have to go quickly because we're running out. Well, we're quickly. I'm just going to get off at 8. So everybody come and watch the last one that they had on. Or I said that the finale was at 9. I hope I'm not lying about that. But I want everybody to be able to watch this last one and then go right into. So I'm going to cut this off at 8. But we got to talk about. Brittany and Marcelino.
Ugh.
I know. I don't want to do it either, but we must.
I don't like them. I don't like either of them. I don't like either of them at all.
No. Brittany is a manipulator of the highest order. thinks he's the man in the relationship. He's not. And now she has sprung on him that she is pregnant.
Okay, can we just talk about that conversation?
Can
She tells them when they went to the grocery store and she's talking about, I just don't know if he is committed enough to stay with me. Shouldn't you've thought of that before? I mean, we're talking about a woman who has a son. She has another child. Okay.
She's got 3 other children, doesn't she? She gave up 1. I know she has 2. I know she has a daughter and a son. Oh yeah.
Okay, I thought she just had the son with her ex.
She's got a daughter, and I want to say she's got 2 daughters, not counting the one that she just had. But I
struggle to pay attention because I dislike her so much.
Oh, and look at that. She ain't talking about that shit on this show. The daughter that she, is not, so you have to go and look that up. And I did. And what you looking for, dude? Oh, I don't know. We can't find the cookies. We cannot find the cookies.
No, I thought we had some left.
We have oatmeal cream pies. So yeah, when she's telling him that this is 24 hours a day responsibility, it's nonstop, and I was like, how do you know?
Oh, good point.
You've got one you left a couple of years ago. How the hell do you know? And you were on drugs when you did have the kid because his father was on drugs before that. So when she was trying to explain to Marcelino how much responsibility it was, I'm like, ain't you one to talk? Where'd you read that? Because you ain't done it yourself. Look, she looks to be a very attentive parent to this boy. Marcelino seems to really love this boy. When he said that any time spent with him was a great time, I was like, my heart melted. I'm like, I'm happy for the little kid. I'm not happy I'm happy for this boy who apparently is pretty well adjusted despite the fact that, his father was on drugs. And then I guess when his father got off drugs or got out of jail, then his mom went in. I mean, that's a lot of history for a 3-year-old. You know what I mean?
Right. But at the same time, if you don't have any idea of it being different, you don't know.
Yeah, that's true too. And I always try to remember that with people.
And the father is very invested in the kid and just wants the best for the kid. You can tell. He's like, as long as she does what she's supposed to do, I want her to have a relationship with him. My priority is him. And it looks like the girl that he's with is really stable. They just, kind of hang out and the kid's completely comfortable. It's just really relaxed.
Now, I've been the only thing that's impressed me about Marcelino and Brittany are, well, I can't say that meeting because the boy's father and that, and I'm not even going to call her stepmother. The boy's father and mother impressed me pretty much a little more than Marcelino and Brittany, because rolling wide, saying, "Well, I want to get in this, and I'm going to do this." And I'm like, you don't set the rules right now, Jailbird. You will see. But then we see in this episode that's like airing right now, Marcelino and her have got an apartment that accepts felons. I'm so sorry, because his didn't. And the boy is there overnight, and it seems to be going well. And look, all I pray is that this kid and the kids she had recently have a good life, and that these idiots do their best.
Okay, I think Brittany is on the straight and narrow as far as crime goes. Okay. I think she's just generally manipulative.
Yeah.
And I think Marcelino has a chip on his shoulder and is very controlling. And there are relationships that are out there right now that neither partner is going to prison, but they're not necessarily the healthiest relationship. Yeah. But they are together and making that work, and it looks like that's what they're doing. Well, more power to them. That's what they're. Huh?
We you remember that she had a really tough life. And I try to remind myself of that when she does shit, where she had to, take care of herself. She had to make it in the world, however she could. And
Yeah.
I always try to remind myself of that when she's being selfish. Like, does she feel like, now, does she feel like she is, are people like giving her a pass because I've had this horrible life and then I went to jail, and is she trying to give herself a pass for the way she acts, which is, with the man and all, she's right now. And,
Yeah. Well, and she says in the latest episode, remember, she says, if I wanted her back, she would be back with me in a heartbeat.
yeah, well, she's probably not wrong. Who is Tito? Oh God, Tilly made on Tito. Tito is
Tito's the daddy. Tito's her ex, the father of her kid.
Yeah. And I'm gonna look. I know. But you look like you are. You look like you got a little island in you. You're dark. You're just tall, dark, and handsome. And this kid is fair like her. I just want a quick blood work. I just want a quick DNA because that kid looked so much like. When I looked at Tito and looked at the kid, I'm like, what? Wait a minute. That kid doesn't look like that dad at all.
I didn't even think of that, but you're right. He has red hair.
Complexion.
Yes, and dark hair is dominant. So I would be interested to know if either of his parents have red hair or light hair.
When my first husband was dark hair, right? And my daughter, Callister, was always fair skinned, green eyes, blonde hair. Trust me, it's his. We all know because she looked like him. She looked like him in the face when she was smaller, but so I genes can do another set of genes. Mine do that because my mother was so excited. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a little brown-eyed, brown-haired little girl like me," and not a little blonde-headed kid.
Well, you look back at the grandparents, and see where the recessive gene is being thrown, because you can have a dominant and a recessive.
Tito, you might want to spit in the tube or get a little, I'm just saying. Obviously, he loves this boy. Don't get me wrong. Y'all, please don't go say that. I was so mean. I'm only kidding. But
he's clearly a really good dad to that little boy.
So, and
Tito,
I think Marcelino's got to lighten up a bit, though. But I'm sure he'll be a very good dad to this little baby girl. I'm sure that the little baby girls are East Coast. Thank you so much for showing up, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you. And we will be.
Oh, East Coast, thank you.
Sunday, we'll be discussing the finale. So everyone make notes. If you just get a little piece of paper and a pen, jot down.
Yeah, the 2-hour finale is tonight, and then we're back, on Sunday?
Yep, on Sunday, and then we'll talk about this, and then we'll get ready for The Walking Dead. Leave that Billy with the daddy. Well, yeah, Tilly, we'll see. Apparently, they do well. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure Marcelino's a very good father right now. That the baby was just born right before the new year, so I'm sure that she's already running the house. The little baby, they always do. The loudest one wins, and it's always a baby. I will see you soon, East Coast. Thank you.
I think Brittany is going to stay on the straight and narrow as far as crime goes.
I do too.
I think she's got her head on her shoulders as far as that goes. And I think that she sees in Marcelino, he's ex-military and all this, so he's a good foundation person. And I think that's why she invested. And she really did invest in, they both did, in kind of setting a foundation of communication, etc. She's manipulative, he's controlling, but they figure out a way to talk about it that, you know, it's not throwing plates and it's not throwing phones. I mean, Caitlin can't even have conversations without throwing a phone.
Snacks ready for, see, Donna's in England, so she has her snacks ready for the finale, but she has to wait till it's put on YouTube. Oh.
Okay, so Donna, they do put it on YouTube tonight. So it does take after, and there are ones like Say One App TV. It's SAYWONAPP TV. They usually do segments. So as the show goes, they take part 1, part 2, part 3, and they put it up on YouTube. So you might be able to find it that way. I know after it's over that there will be episodes, though it will be uploaded tonight. And then there also are those that live stream the show. So there is Just Say Wah. That's Just Say Wah, WAH. She might be doing a live stream reaction. There's also Chris Farah, CHRIS, last name FARRAH, I think. She does live stream shows too. So while the show is on, she has her chat open and she's streaming along with the show.
Draft Horse has just dropped the bomb for us that she has 4 in foster care.
What? Brittany?
Yeah. I knew there was, I thought it was, I knew it was more than 2. I knew it was more than 2.
So she has 5 kids total? She has 4 in foster care, and then the one that's with the dad, Tito?
I knew it was more than 2. I knew it was more than 2.
So she has 6. She has 6.
And,
she has 6 kids total with this daughter.
Yeah, I thought she had. I thought she had an older son and then 2 daughters, and this son. So hang on. She has 6 kids total with this new baby. She has had 6 kids. Is what I think what we're saying. 4 in foster care, 1 with Tito, and this new baby. Yeah. Wow. There's a YouTube story about it. Draft Horse Diva says there's a YouTube story about it. You get the MVP tonight for that information. I knew there was more than 2, but I wasn't sure, and I thought I'd seen it. But I didn't want to tell tales out of school, but I knew it was more than 2. So okay, Donna, I hope that this woman gets her shit together and is a mom to this kid. Yeah. To this one, and we hope that the other ones, God love them and pray for them. I'm telling you, kids are, you know, I don't know. That's a sore subject with me. You know, I understand that people do what they have to do and all that, but then there's this whole 4 kids, you know better. Okay, 6 kids. This is the 6th. So yes, you know. Oh, I got pregnant. Her actual words were, "I got pregnant a whole lot quicker than I thought I would." Why are you doing it anyway? Okay, so Donna just said, too bad they don't do like 90 Day Fiancé and get all of them together in the studio. Half of the cast is back in prison usually by the end of the season. Yeah. They'll kind of do a where are they now, but I hope that they see the popularity and how big the show has gotten and try to. I wish they would do a reunion show. I wish they would too. I wish they would. I mean, after season 1, Tilly was pretty quick. It wasn't a whole lot of episodes. Was it like 6 maybe? 7 episodes. Yeah, it was just 7 episodes, and
And they got a
So
buy-in for they got a buy-in for 13 or 14 episodes for this season. So they did get to do a season 2, but season 2 broke the show out. Season 2 has been finally people discovered the show because they didn't season 1. Most people didn't see it. They've seen it season 2, and now it's so popular that once after the finale tonight, we get 10 more episodes after the finale. So next Friday we get introduced to some new couples.
Bum, bum, bum.
Because it's the best show on TV.
Honey Pie, you are so funny. Who's Honey Pie? Am I Honey Pie? I hope I'm Honey Pie because I love to make people laugh.
I
love it.
Honey Pie.
Honey Pie, Honey Boo Boo. They could have all of them. That's what I said, Don, a couple weeks ago. I said they could have satellite. You know, the satellite where they're sitting in they could have them sitting in front of the bars. Coming to you from so and so. Hey, everybody, with his hand. I would want the handcuffs on and everything. I want the whole deal. But the story was posted by Celebrity Gossip.
Okay, so Celebrity Gossip is the channel that had that.
Well, Bonnie, where you been? I guess Brittany isn't spending money on them kids because they just bought tickets for 2, fixing a. Oh, well, in this wedding that supposedly they're showing here, the show tonight, that was not even real. They didn't get married until like maybe a couple. Oh, Robin, you're sweet. I try to make people laugh. Life is just not that serious.
You're making me laugh.
Thank you, honey. My daughter said I make her laugh.
I'm at your daughter. I'm Baby 681. I have my own name.
That's true. Baby 681.
Baby 681, she makes us laugh too.
Thank you.
I know. I do try to make my children laugh, because hopefully when they're parents, they will be silly like I am. You think you'll be silly like I am when you're a parent?
I hope I do.
I hope so too. I hope so too. My oldest daughter is pretty silly. So with her 3 boys, and let me tell, I'm gonna brag on my daughter really quickly. I'm gonna brag on 2 of my children. I don't ever do it. Not you. Oh. My oldest daughter has just bought a house. The inspection, she made an offer. They accepted it. They're going to have the inspection Tuesday, and then they're closed. It's her first home by herself.
That's fabulous news, Shannon. How great is that?
My daughter, Devin, who is 24, and she is a Twitch phenomenon. Her name on Twitch is Boobles, BOOBLES. And she's been on Twitch for a bit gaming, and a huge Twitch account, whatever. Streamer. Well, streamer, yeah. She was on one kind of show that got her line. Another big Twitcher is featuring her. So when you get subs on Twitch, they pay. Yeah, it's like I can't remember. It's not a lot of money. It's like $3 or $4 or whatever. But she's getting subs in left, right, and center.
Oh, good for her.
And she also works at Starbucks. She lives in Kansas City with her military boyfriend. Things are happening. My 2 oldest girls are doing exactly what they want to do. So Devin loves Twitch, my 24-year-old. So
well, Donna just said congrats on raising children to be responsible adults.
Thank you.
We're getting to watch a 2-hour finale where that hasn't happened.
So I'm very proud of them, and I give to them because, they're just, I love my children so much. I'm so proud of them.
I'm your favorite, though.
Yeah, you're my favorite. But I'll tell every one of my kids they're my favorite.
What?
Then I'll go to my grandchildren and say, you're my favorite. Favorite, don't tell your brother. The next one, you're my favorite. Don't tell your brother.
I do the same.
So they all think they're my favorite.
I do this.
My grandmother did the same thing to all of us. So, yeah.
My mom never would say that we're there, that any one of us is her favorite, but she just finally told me like 2 years ago that I am her favorite.
There you go. Look, and don't.
But I'm the most like her, so I get that.
Look, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked when your siblings say, you know, recently, Mom said I was her favorite, and you're all going to go, hold up, because she told me the same.
No, I kind of, my mom has done things for all of us growing up, but I have been I'm the baby. So I have been, when I look back on things, like my brother and sister's first car was a Plymouth Scamp because it was handed down from my mom.
Yeah.
And then in between my brother and I is about 5 years. So she sold the Scamp in between.
Yeah.
So then when I turned 16, I didn't have a car. And she said it had to be midsize and American made. And I was like, it has to be sporty and it has to be cute. So my first car was a Camaro.
There you go.
They've all been there have been times where I can acknowledge that I've been the more spoiled of the three of the kids.
You know, with my oldest daughter, and I always call my, like, your first child, right, is your crash test dummy. You don't know what you're doing. And, you know, you will over medicate them and not on purpose, and you don't, you know, they fall, and I don't know, everything that I think of, you know, they're just your crash test dummies. So the second one comes along, you know a little bit more, and you know, not what not to do, right? And then so we have got my third one, who's my son, and there's a big age difference between my oldest daughter's like 32.
Yeah.
Then my second daughter's 24, and my son is 16. Then we have Kat that's 13. So I got a big, you know, you tend to chill out. So with my 16-year-old son and my 13-year-old here, I was like chilled out, right? There's not a whole lot that can rattle you at this point. You know, you've been through two of them, and you know, it's like, oh, they're eating cat food, it'll be all right. That's fine. Didn't kill a cat, won't kill them. You know, so like I don't know, you know. So the youngest one.
I've heard it said. I've heard the saying that the first one, you know, you're very uptight with, as you were saying, like, oh my gosh. But by the third one, you're letting them run with scissors, so to speak.
Oh, you are. You're like,
because you start understanding things. You can handle it. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and uptight is not the word for it. And it's every parent. I mean, you know, you
and
think
not literally running with scissors. I want to disclaim to the chat, I'm not advocating people running with scissors or children running with scissors. That's a bad thing to do. I'm just saying that's the saying.
I can remember when my first husband and I need to come home with my daughter, and we looked at each other like they're just going to let us leave with this kid. They are prepared. This hospital is prepared to let us walk out of the door with this human. People on earth, because you know, but they let us leave with her, you know,
without any classes, without having to take a test.
No, I didn't drop her.
I want to do a shout out. Violet's in here. Hi, Violet. I see you.
A little while ago.
I don't get a chance to really look at the chat much when I'm talking. Sorry.
Oh, see, Bonnie, I'm an only child too when my mother is concerned. I've got my father, who doesn't live in the same state as I, has younger children. Well, no, we all remember the big brother I found, but I was raised an only child too. So when I had more than, you know, one, after they, you know, look at two, once they outnumber you, forget it. It's their show, not yours. You know, you just let them stab you in your sleep. It's like, don't Menendez us. You're done. But I was an only child too, so it was really important. It was weird with an only child raising siblings, because this was I don't know, it's a whole new thing, but it's actually it's 8:01.
Yeah.
And so y'all hung in here, all of you hung in here the whole time. And I can't thank you enough. And Sass
Love
is
to
our,
the chat. For
Sass
those
is
of you who are still not watching the show, please catch up on Love After Lockup. It is so delicious. It really is.
Sass is
It's
our she is our what are we, well, you're our brains, but she is our voice of reason.
that's such a
And
compliment. Thank you.
Iridium, who's usually here and who will probably be here Sunday, will be with us Sunday. She is our visual. Like, she will get a visual of feet or hands, and then it's just good. They're visually stimulated the show. Did you see this? And then we got to go back and look. Oh damn! Oh damn!
And Comic Genius, when she
Yeah.
comes out with her zingers, Iridium has
Oh,
great zingers.
God, I'll never forget that when she went in there when what's her name went in there to get so and so seed Kalani. Remember that when she said Kalani went down to get what's his face's seed? I was like, oh
that
no,
was
I'm
so.
doing it. Oh God. Oh God. So all right, we got a 2-hour finale coming up just a little bit. So yes,
Look, Whiskey Gypsy said, Shannon, Whiskey Gypsy said, yay, just found you all. Love it.
Hey, all right,
Welcome,
Whiskey,
Whiskey Gypsy.
Sunday. We'll be back Sunday around 6 o'clock Eastern, whatever time that is for you, to discuss the 2-hour finale. I suggest you get a piece of paper, you get a pen. Whenever something strikes you, write it down, because that's what we do.
Yep.
And we want to hear what you're.
And we encourage the chat. Chat, you can talk to us, you can talk to each other, just discuss the show. There is so much to discuss. As Shannon just pointed out, she's rewatching episodes and saying, did I remember to talk about that? Because that is just crazy. There's so much. We can't possibly get every angle. We need all the input that we can.
Yeah, we need all.
So
We
please.
need all guys. We need all the eyes, because we miss stuff. So thank you, Sass. I love you so much.
Love you too. It was wonderful.
Thank you, chat. We will be back Sunday. Have
Wait,
fun
she's
watching the finale.
Whiskey,
Get your snacks ready.
Whiskey says she's watching the finale right now. Is it on at 8 o'clock? It's on right now.
Shut the front door. We gotta go, people. Bye. Get out.